Do you ever tell yourself you're gonna do something that will improve your life, yet no matter how badly you want to do that thing, you never seem to be able to stick to your word and follow through? Maybe you told yourself that you'd work out consistently, eat healthy consistently, or be productive consistently. But after maybe a few days, you fall back into your old patterns and ruts of procrastination, self-doubt, and not doing what you told yourself you'd do. If so, you might have been left feeling weak and frustrated because you desperately want to improve yourself and your life, but you never seem to really get there. In fact, let's look back at your last New Year's resolution as an example. You probably were super excited to create some sort of change in your life that would make you more happy, successful, or really just a better version of yourself. A version of yourself where you're confident and feel comfortable in your own skin. Now, anyways, let me guess what happened with your last New Year's resolution. You probably started off strong by doing whatever it was you told yourself you'd do. Maybe 3 days in, you suddenly decide to skip out because you were tired or not motivated, or maybe you even told yourself that you've been doing an amazing job and that you deserve a break. But then that one time turned into another time and another time until you found yourself back where you started with zero results or progress to show for your hard efforts. And when you get to this point, you feel pretty demoralized, and you might even feel like something's wrong with you, because no matter how hard you want to change your life, the change never comes. Now look, if any of this resonates with you, don't worry, because I'm here to tell you that the solution to your problem is simple. In fact, it may be easier than you think. But before we get into the solution, let me actually tell you why this is happening. It's happening because you're relying on willpower and motivation to create change or to produce better results in your life. But what you need to realize is that willpower and motivation, those are finite resources. Think about your motivation and willpower at the beginning of the day versus the end of the day. As you go throughout your day, your willpower and motivation depletes like your battery in your phone. And when this happens, you begin to let your emotions dictate what you do in a given day, which ultimately keeps you trapped. And that's because relying on willpower and motivation is a broken formula. And look, I don't even need to expand on this. You can look at your own life and see that what you've been doing hasn't been working. Otherwise, you'd already have everything you want. And frankly, you wouldn't be here watching this video right now. So now that you know what the issue is, you might be wondering, what's the solution? Well, the solution is correctly programming your subconscious mind or acquiring the mind of a conqueror. You see, what happens is you basically have two parts of your brain. You have the left or conscious part, and then you have the right or subconscious part. Now, 90 to 95% of the decisions you make in your entire day, they're actually made with your subconscious mind. Have you ever had one of those times where you're driving home after work and you zone out for 5 or 10 minutes and then you zone back in, and all of a sudden you're home and you're like, what the heck? I wasn't even looking at the road. I wasn't conscious of what was going on. How did I get home? Well, you got home because that's how your subconscious mind is programmed. Now, you also might be wondering, well, how does my subconscious mind get me to take action? And the answer is through your habits. Now, when you tell yourself that you're going to change your actions and behaviors, basically you're using your conscious part of your mind. But you've already formed the habit of not doing what you told yourself you'd do. Now, basically what happens in this situation is you're getting both parts of your brain to battle against each other. Which do you think wins that battle? Yup, your subconscious mind, or the habits that it has created, and that's why you always fall back into your old patterns and ruts. Now, sadly, the entire motivational industry is feeding us lies. They're telling us that all it takes to stick to our word is willpower and motivation. But as you've already discovered, no amount of willpower or motivation will overcome how your brain is programmed. The scariest part is the longer you wait to acquire the mind of a conqueror, the harder it will be. And the reality is that it's only once you acquire the mind of a conqueror that you will begin to unlock the shackles that have been keeping your life stuck. Let me tell you about one of our students, Alex. He always had this feeling that he was destined to do a lot in this role, to accomplish a lot. But he found himself not in the habit of keeping his word to himself. He would tell himself that after work he'd come home and practice coding so that he could improve his skills and get a new job. But when he got home, he never did. He would tell himself that he would start eating healthy and working out consistently so that his body and brain would perform better. But he found himself constantly falling off his workout and nutrition plan. But within 30 days of working with us, he acquired the mind of a conqueror. And since then, he's been sticking to his word effortlessly. In fact, he's even received a full-time coding job and has been working out consistently and eating healthy consistently. The moral of the story is that if you're looking to create real and everlasting change in your life, then you must wire the mind of a conqueror. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck in this vicious cycle where you strive for change, but revert back into your old patterns and ruts again. Look, I don't even need to elaborate on this. You can look at your own life and see that what you've been doing hasn't been working. Otherwise, you would already have the body and the life that you want. If you made it this far in the video, it's likely because you're an ambitious man who knows you're destined for greatness. And if I'm right in this assumption, then what I want you to do is go ahead and check out the New Era of Health 3-step system that others like you are using to become an unstoppable force. If that's something that you're interested in, then go ahead and click the link around this video to gain instant access.